Hi.
Go.
Hi, welcome back to our YouTube channel, and for today's video we are going to continue with our family series. Today we're going to talk about how we moved forward from our toxic family, so stay tuned.
I think with Jacob, I think it's affected him the most, I want to say, because he did have time to spend with my mom and my older sisters, and I think for all of that to get ripped away from him, I think a lot of times he cried and I know he was upset with me, and he just didn't understand, and he just wanted to know why. And I think the answer that I gave him just wasn't enough. It's still not enough. But he needs to not worry about adult problems and just live his happy child life. That I think maybe in some form or another might create resentment. And I think that that's hard to deal with.
It is.
When you can't tell your kid the real reasons why you stopped talking to family. And so I think that was the first thing, right? Because it's they were gonna notice oh, so and so and so and so, they're not around anymore. Where's my grandma? Yada yada yada. And so that was a really hard conversation.
It was. And I would say, without going into too much detail at the moment, the reason why we stopped talking to them is because we did not see eye to eye. And I think it's more complicated than that. It's more than just not seeing eye to eye. It's just our views on our problems within our family were just completely different. We were just on different ends of the spectrum, where we came on how we felt about it and how we saw it. There was no middle ground at all. So that made it even harder. And I feel when we talked about it, we just had to make a choice. Are we going to continue with this? Allowing these things to just linger and not talk about them. And I feel we just had to make a choice and just be are we going to continue with this? Or are we just going to cut ties?
But I think though, if it was up to them, we would still have a relationship. But it would have not been, I know for a fact, it would have never been a healthy one, and things would have just continued to get swept under the rug. Nobody would be talking about anything, and all the emotional and issues that are there and we're just boiling at the surface. So it was us that decided to cut ties. It wasn't them, it was us. So I think just kind of making that choice is how you move forward. That's part of the way you move forward, is making a choice and sticking to your choice.
Yeah, and I think for that, I think the only person you need to consider is yourself.
I think one of the biggest factors that play into cutting ties with family that makes it really hard is what society tells you. And I think that there was times where the doubt would creep in, did I do the right thing?
Yeah.
Was it the right choice to make? And I think during the time when I was going through that, I was in therapy, so those were conversations that I had with my therapist. And I think I was able to troubleshoot it with her and be okay, I need to remind myself that I didn't do anything wrong. That what I was doing was the right thing. So you can't let society dictate the type of relationships that you have, because society doesn't make good choices, and society doesn't always do the right thing. So you need to make that decision for yourself. I think the holidays were the hardest initially because we have such a big family, immediate family, a lot of siblings, and then most of our siblings have kids, so it's even bigger. And so to be able to get over that shortly after, it didn't happen right away.
No.
And I want to say maybe like the first few years for me were painful.
They were. Mother's Day, birthdays, gatherings, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Yeah, it was tough. You know, and it sucked for the kids too because they're like, well, what are we going to do?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get so used to being around so many people, and now it's just like the circle just got smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Real small. You know? We're so used to having like almost 20, close to 20 people around, and now it's just like less than 10.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's like a new normal that you have to face
Adapt
with.
to.
And think about like new creative ways to like enjoy your time. Like last year we were in Temecula and that was amazing. So you have to like get creative or think of, or just do things you enjoy. Take a bath, watch a movie. I don't know.
We're starting traditions.
Starting new traditions, yeah. But that doesn't mean, like, moving forward also doesn't mean that the thoughts of these people are not going to creep in.
Because they do.
They do, and I think they still continue to creep in from time to time, but it's not something that, like, I let, like, take over.
Not anymore.
So just keep that in mind that it is going to happen, and you just have to, like, learn to deal with the emotion and the feelings and remind yourself, like, why you cut ties to begin with. So next thing is like, how do you actually heal? And I think this is going to be tricky. I mean, not tricky. I think this is like, there's no right answer. There's no right answer to any of this actually. Like, you need to do what feels right. And for us, I would say time heals wounds. Like, that's the first thing.
And lots of patience. Because I feel like, you know, these feelings come in waves. And you just have to learn how to ride them, you know?
I think the most important thing about healing from toxic family and cutting ties is creating a new family. And that can look however you want it to look. It can be friends, maybe some family members, you know, whatever, boyfriends, families. Like, it could look however you want it to, and that's just something you're gonna have to create, because I think it is important to have like people that are supportive and people who understand you and try to understand like what you went through, and being able to share like special moments with them.
Yeah.
I think that that's really important. And it doesn't have to be a lot. Like, it doesn't need to be like, you know, dozens of people. But if you have a couple, few close people, I think that's the most important thing.
It's not overwhelming anymore. It's not overbearing. It's not stressful. You know. Yeah, we have our differences and the things we stress out, but it's nothing like the way it was before. At all. And I think one thing we've learned is to learn how to make new healthy relationships.
Create new healthy relationships. Like, I think when you're not hung up on like constant day-to-day drama with people, then you're able to focus on the future. I think that's one of the things that I realized. Like, when you constantly have drama in your face around you all the time, that's all. It's like you're constantly troubleshooting these problems on the day-to-day. Well, what did this person say? Well, da-da-da. And so, like, when you have healthy relationships, then that's not something you worry about, and it's like you're able to think about the future and goals and the things you want to accomplish, and that those things are not daunting. So I think, and you're able just to like work on yourself too.
If not, we fist fight if one of us crosses the line.
Oh yes. And I think also too, like, it's okay to miss them.
I think if I were to say that was hard for me, that was really hard for me, especially in the beginning. Missing them was hard.
I don't think I struggled with that as much.
I did. And I think now I'm okay with it, and I've just been like, I'm just gonna hold on to the memories that I have.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's it.
Yeah, I think I do think about the memories, and it was just like, now I have to see it like the way you would like a romantic relationship. Like, that was a point of your life that you had, but then that's no longer, and then you have to like move on, you know. Yeah, I think about it too, but it doesn't make me sad anymore. I'm just like, that was a part of my life. Nor do I ever wish to like get rid of them or anything like that. It's just like, that's just not reality anymore.
And we've moved on.
And you move on. And you have to move on. So yeah, like I never try to like fight those feelings to be like, no, fuck them. That's not the way I see it. That's definitely not my outlook. I think the way my outlook is like, we are on different life journeys. You know, each of our family members are on their own journeys, and
we just are not on the same level.
We're not.
Especially mentally.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's something we just had to be like, and that's okay. You know, people are going to do things when they're ready.
Yeah.
You know, within time.
I genuinely feel that my family needs help, and they need to get help because of all the trauma we've been through. I mean, but that's just my personal opinion. They might disagree with me, but I just think everybody needs help. Therapy.
Only because it was never sought out.
Yeah, it was never sought out.
And it was never brought up like to be like, maybe we do need it, or maybe this is too much for us.
Right, and that was never something my mom ever talked about. Ever. And I don't think none of us ever did until I started going to therapy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that just was never talked about, and I just think with the amount of like trauma and dysfunctionality and unhealthiness that occurred in our family for such a long time, it's needed. It's needed. For so many reasons and on so many levels, it's just needed. But you know, you can't force people to do things they don't want to do. And so you just gotta let them be and let them be on their life journey, and if they decide to go, and maybe we can make amends, and then it'll be.
Yeah. But for now,
I'm not against it. That's the other thing. Like, I'm not against it, but I just don't see how we would see eye to eye if they don't get help.
Yeah.
Us now, I mean, we're good. Our relationship isn't perfect. We fight. We get mad at each other. But we learned over the years
to communicate.
And
to forgive.
And to give each other space.
And to be very understanding. I think if there's one thing that helps our relationship, is how understanding we are of each other. And the things we go through, or the things we are going through. And, you know, and to be like, okay, like, I get it. And forgiveness is big.
Yeah, be forgiving.
You know?
And don't assume that the other person's coming from a bad place.
So we had to unlearn a lot of unhealthy habits and create our own ones of like, what's going to work for us. Not just for us, but what's going to work to maintain this healthy relationship, not just within ourselves, but with our kids and our friends.
Right, because in order for us to teach our kids, we needed to learn it first. And now it's like, okay, we know this, so now we could teach our kids. And not just teach them, because I don't think that that's the way kids learn, but like show them. Yeah.
We're big talkers. We talk about everything. Mm-hmm. You know, and it wasn't something that we wouldn't do before. A lot of it was like, we're not supposed to, we're not going to, and that's that.
And like our kids know they can ask us anything at any time.
And I feel like getting to this place is a very proud moment, because it wasn't easy. It was challenging.
It hasn't been easy.
It was really challenging. And to be in a good place where I understand myself and I'm able to communicate better, I love it. Because I feel like it's helped me. It's helped us in so many ways.
But till then, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please share your stories as always with us. Instagram, YouTube DMs, comments. Let us know what you think. We will see you guys in our next video. Bye.
Bye.